Welcome back to Toledo's most fun, local, and, well, I don't know if this segment's positive, really, as far as the stories we're about to tell you, but it's Halloween after all, the Good Day Show. I'm your guest co-host for today.
Thanks for being here.
Well, I appreciate Jeff Smith, by the way.
Yeah, you
for all the people that don't see me at night.
The PM, the PM. Well, you know, one of the reasons Toledo has so much to offer is because of the Great Lakes. We talk about that all the time, and there's some ghost stories.
Even on the Great Lakes.
Yeah. So the National Museum of the Great Lakes, Ashley Stryker Lovejoy, has details on some creepy stories we're learning about this morning. But these are true stories, though, right?
Yes, we have
really creepy.
Our Dark Waters True Crime and Mysteries on the Great Lakes exhibit has 1 week left. It closes on October 31st. Okay. And this weekend on Saturday and then on November 1st. So that was the absolute last day to see the exhibit. Okay. We have curator tours with our curator, Chris Gilchrist. He'll take you behind the scenes of how the exhibit was put together, give you more details on some of these stories, and really dive deeper into true crime that happened late 1800s, early 1900s, really interesting, all unsolved. Really, they didn't have the technology back then like we have now to solve some of these mysteries.
Ooh.
And it's stuff that took place on the waters of the Great Lakes?
All around the Great Lakes region, really close to the waters. Some stories happened on a ship, some happened on land, so it's a collaboration of different types of tales. It goes from the World's Fair to the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Some stories are a little less known, like the Eastland disaster, which is a boat that just mysteriously capsized on the Chicago River with hundreds of people on board. They were just on board for a company picnic. And
that,
it was a huge tragedy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So this is something, though, that is recommended for not children,
ages 13 and up.
Young kids anyway, because we are kind of getting into some of these kind of scary details.
Yes, so it's definitely, we've recommended the exhibit for ages 13 and up. It's up to parents' discretion, obviously, but yes, it does get into some more gruesome details. Some more graphic images are shown throughout, and most of those are covered up, so it's up to your discretion if you want to see those or not. But it is true crime, right? It gets into.
Are you surprised when that people are drawn to this? I mean, obviously it falls on the calendar every single year. We know that this is the time of the year when people go and watch the movies and get the lore. But I mean, are people drawn to these stories specifically?
Well, true crime has had such a comeuppance in our culture. I mean, there's podcasts and shows, and so it's really, I think the interesting part about this is it's historical true crime. Yeah. So really putting yourself into the detective's shoes at that time and saying,
isn't all true crime historical though?
To a point, yes. This is really historical, over 100 years ago. Yeah. So it's interesting to say what could they have done differently and how could these have possibly been solved and not be cold cases.
Yeah, if we had the technology that we have today.
Yes.
So that's something for maybe the older kids. Adults, you have something that's a little better suited for the youngsters who want to get that costume on. That's happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Boo on the Boat.
All weekend, this upcoming weekend. It's our annual tradition, trick-or-treating aboard the Colonel James M. Schoonmaker and the Tug Ohio. Really, really fun. We have candy stations all throughout, the pilot houses to the galleys. We encourage families to come dressed up in costume and explore the vessels, get a little bit of that Great Lakes history with some fun trick-or-treating involved.
No murders there.
No, not for this part of it.
Not for that part. Do people need to register for Boo on the Boat?
It is included with admission. Okay. So that is a free event that's included once you come to the museum. Okay. We also do have non-candy treats for kids that have food allergies, so there's really something for everybody this weekend.
Is this one of your favorite times of the year?
For me personally, I do love Halloween. It's really fun. And it's so fun to see the families come dressed up and really get into it and experience the museum in a totally fun, unique way. It draws in new crowds because it's a reason, to come out, celebrate the holiday, but also learn a little bit along the way.
Yeah, appreciate what we have here because not everybody has a riverfront. Not everybody has these great vessels that still are teaching multiple generations.
And the history history that you all have preserved in all of these exhibits inside, including Dark Waters.
Yes.
Which, if you want to see that before it's gone, you better hurry up because that's November 1st is when that ends.
That if you're doing the curator tour, and that's only in the morning, so you can get tickets on our website at nmgl.org. All of the information is there. October 31st, though, if you're just a regular visitor to the museum, that is the absolute last day to see the exhibit.
All right.
And then we have some exciting exhibits coming up in the winter and the spring next year, so stay tuned.
All right, we'll look forward to that. Thanks for being here.
Professional in the business. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. It's a tease right there. Yeah.